Steph, what happens behind the scenes that buyers and sellers never really see during the conveyancing process?
A client gets a mortgage offer and they think, I've got a mortgage offer, that's fine. What they don't quite often realise is our investigations throughout the transaction quite often need to be reported back to the mortgage lender. The mortgage offer has been made on the basis that the property has all these things. Sometimes we might need to go back to them to say, this hasn't got building regulations, this hasn't got, there's no right of way. We have to report that to the lender. And I think that's a hugely time consuming point. It has to go in writing. It may take the lender a couple of working days to get that on the system, then a couple of working days to get it to the right team, to the underwriters. The underwriter will take a couple of days to review it. Then it might need to be referred to the valuer, the surveyor again. That takes a couple of working days and then to come back to us. So one point can take 2-3 weeks to get an answer from the lender.
With 2 or 3, 4 people involved in it.
Exactly.
And if one of them's on holiday or something like that.
That's it. And I think another thing is another problem we have is gifts. This is, the majority of houses nowadays, it's bank of mum and dad help people out to buy the property with the deposits. People sometimes think that if they've had a gift 3-4 months ago, 6 months ago, that it's no longer a gift. And that's not often the case. So when we're looking at proof of funds, source of funds for a client, we're looking quite intrusively into their finance. We're looking at large transactions into their account. So if there's been a gift 4 or 5 months ago, we're going to be saying, what's this? What's this £20,000 in your account? Well, it's a gift, but it's not towards the house. So we still need to look at the donors or the giftors' bank statements to see where their money's come from, etc.
You have to keep going back.
And we have to keep going back. And it is quite intrusive. And again, if we get this information right at the start of the transaction, we can make sure that's fine and dealt with. And it's a gift. Some people don't not hide the fact that it's a gift, but they're not upfront because they think that might affect their mortgage lender. I had one last week where the client delayed sending me the information for 2 weeks. And it turned out the lender wasn't bothered at all. Lenders allow gifts from family members.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
I used to come across it when I was doing mortgage advising with foreign nationals. So obviously there's a big Eastern European community in the Keystone area, and quite often used to see it that the money was getting sent from Poland or Romania or wherever the client was coming from. So how's that dealt with?
Well, similar way. It's looked at the same. Some countries, we have to look at it a bit more in depth.
Yeah.
But again, we just deal with it as a gift. So we'll need to see their bank statements. We'll invite the donor and the giftor to do an ID AML check online, which is similar what every client will do when they instruct a solicitor. But it can be done quite simply as long as they've got their passport and take their photo, etc. And lenders, as I say, most family members, as long as it's a gift and it's not repayable, the lender doesn't even want us to tell us about it.
Yeah. Like I say, I think some people get a bit of a hang up and I've got to try and hide this or whatever.
No, be honest, we can probably find a solution.
Yeah. Like from a mortgage advisor's perspective, obviously I stopped doing mortgages about 3 years ago, but I remember the lender has to see exactly where that deposit money's coming from, doesn't it? It's, any which way, it has to be accounted for.
It does. And solicitors have got a whole new set of regulations, more in depth than some of the mortgage lenders want. A mortgage lender wants to know where the deposits come from. We have to look at every penny that's going to be coming through our client account. So we have to, even the stamp duty has to be looked at, the fees, any money coming through we need to see. We quite often have to see clients' salary slips to see that their savings accord with somebody of their job and their career.
Like you say, it's really intrusive, isn't it?
It is, and people don't like it. I'd say it's the worst part of my job at the moment is explaining this, and I always apologise and say, I'm really sorry, but we really have to look into this.
This is key information for people because they don't. They really don't understand what lengths you have to go to.
Yeah.
Like you say, it's got to keep going back on those statements until you finally see where that money's coming from because obviously money laundering. It's like massive now. It's a big. I've noticed the government have really got on top of this now, haven't they?
Yeah. We had a client not long ago that had sold a car and he had cash for the car and it was paid in. Well, we had to see the Facebook adverts selling the car. We had to see all sorts because it's just an absolute red flag.
Wow. I didn't. God, that's
We've got Facebook adverts saved into our file to cover for our money laundering. It had to be approved, yeah.
that is just extreme, isn't it?
No,
But
yes.
like it shows
Yeah.
how serious it is.
Yeah.
And what information do sellers often forget to tell the solicitor?
I think the property information form, filling that in and saying, don't know, don't know, don't know. I think if they think that they say don't know, that's the end of it. And again, it's things like the information on there is all vital to the sale. Have you had any alterations carried out? Have you done this? Let everybody know as soon as possible. So if there is missing documentation, we can look into it and get a solution. And it's not last minute where somebody, they're in there's 3 or 4 transactions, you're almost ready to exchange and then it comes up. If it can be resolved at the start, it's much easier.
Superb.